Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to talk to you about neuroplasticity, visualization, and how you can use that to rewire your brain. Before we get into that, I wanted to check in with everyone who's been doing the 20 Days to 2020 Manifestation Challenge. I have been receiving such positive and pure and genuine feedback from this, and I'd like to say first of all that I truly appreciate it, guys. I love hearing how I've been helping people. If I could just help people for my job for the rest of my life, just be their best selves and believe in themselves and go for their goals, I totally would. So if you have any wonderful success stories that you want to share with me, I'm totally here for it. I don't know about you guys who have been doing this since day one with me, but over the past couple of days, my world has been going crazy. Have you ever noticed that when you're really getting ready to break through the bubble of resistance or really getting ready to meet your goal, that everything around you seems to try and fall apart? It's almost like a distraction, right? And I had a really good conversation with one of my cousins this week, and she just reminded me that every time it seems that something is falling apart, or every time you run into a wall and hit some resistance, it teaches you a lesson. And each lesson is just a building block, and it gets you one step closer to being the person that you want to be. So positive vibes only, right? If you haven't seen the video on the 2020 Manifestation Challenge, I'll put a link to it in the description box below. If you're doing the challenge and you haven't connected with me already, you can find me on Twitter or Insta at SoSayTheSeeker. I want to connect. I want to hear how it's helping you. I want to hear what you do that helps you that I'm not doing yet, because I'm always down to try new things. And this whole journey is about growth, guys, right? You can't grow without others. So please connect with me. I'm totally here for it. So let's get into this neuroplasticity. This basically, in layman's term, as simple as I can make it, that means that no matter how old you are, you can change your brain. You can change the way that the neurons fire and connect with each other by changing your habits and your thought patterns, which ultimately changes your life. And that is the goal, right? So, you have billions of neurons inside of your brain, and they're storing and holding all of the information that you've ever learned, subconsciously or consciously. And the way that this information gets from neuron to neuron, or from one side of the brain to the other, or from your brain to your body, whatever it looks like, is it's called a neural pathway. So a neural pathway is just the pathway between two neurons or 2 points. I like to think of it as almost like a forest pathway, because the more traversed and traveled that pathway is, the deeper and more well-defined that pathway becomes. As humans, we slip into autopilot about 80% of the time in our lives. You can see this when you're driving to the store and you leave your house and you get to the store, and the whole drive you've been thinking about the list of things you need to buy, and then you look up and all of a sudden you're there with no recollection of the drive itself. This is because your body has fallen into autopilot, and while you were creating your grocery list, your body just went to the pathway between neurons that tells you how to drive, how to get to the store, the directions, stay safe, everything like that, and it falls back on those habits that it knows. What we're trying to do with the 2020 Visualization Challenge, and with any meditation or visualizations that you're doing, period, is you're trying to weaken those old negative thought patterns or old negative neural pathways and strengthen the new ones. The way that visualization helps us to do that is because your brain cannot tell the difference between a visualization and the actual action itself. So if I sit here and I meditate and I visualize myself doing yoga, or I get up and I actually do yoga, my brain can't tell the difference. Now, that's not to say that there is no difference, right? Obviously, I'm not getting the health benefits, my body is not getting the benefits, and my mind is not getting the complete benefits that I get from when I actually get on the yoga mat. But what I am getting is some groove and some work weight on that neural pathway between those neurons that would get me out of the bed and get that yoga mat rolled out onto the floors. The thing about the brain is it's a creature of habit. It likes to travel down the path of least resistance whenever possible. So it's important when you're trying to change your life and make new habits that you stay present. You have to be consciously telling your brain, no, I want to make these healthier, better choices for my life. The more you do that, the more you stay present and consciously make those good choices, the weaker that old pathway gets. You're basically telling your brain, no, we don't want to travel down that path anymore. We're going to take this way. And eventually, the brain listens and starts to travel down the new pathway, even when you're in autopilot mode. No matter how old you are, you can do this. Yeah, a lot of our habits get ingrained into us as younger kids or even teenagers, like driving and things of that nature. But even someone 50, 60, 70 years old has the ability to change their mind if they're willing to put in the work. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Nothing in life comes about easily, but it's totally worth it. And doesn't it just do you just a little good knowing that science is standing behind you on this visualization in your meditations? Like, this is actually rather new breakthrough information for the scientific community. It's only within the last couple of decades that science has realized that even older adults can change the way that their brains are rewired. Previously, it was thought that once you learn something as a kid and once that's ingrained into you, like that's it. Once you become an adult, your brain solidifies like concrete. But it's less like concrete and more like plastic. It's pliable. You have the power. It has been scientifically proven. So now the question is what you are going to choose to do with that power. Guys, this has been really, really great. If you want any more detailed information on this topic, I definitely have it. I did a ton of research, and it's really dense, really thick, and I wanted to break it down into the simplest terms possible. But if you would like to have that conversation, I'm totally open. Don't forget my handle is @SoSayTheSeeker on Twitter and Insta. I'm always here to converse, always looking to make new friends. Until next time, guys, peace, love, namaste.